Have you ever imagined a world without electricity? No lights, no phones, no internet, no computers, no televisions, no fridges. Just darkness, silence, and simplicity. A world frozen in a pre-industrial state. In today's video, we explore one of the biggest what-ifs in human history. What if electricity had never been discovered? Let's journey into a world that could have been, and see how life, technology, and humanity itself might have turned out. To understand the magnitude of this scenario, we need to take a step back and understand what electricity is. Electricity isn't something humans created. It's a natural force. Lightning, static shocks, and the electric pulses in our own brains have always been there. But it took millennia for humans to recognize electricity, and centuries more to harness it. Benjamin Franklin, Nikola Tesla, Thomas Edison. These names are just a few among many who helped us understand and control this invisible power. But what if no one ever had? What if electricity remained a mysterious phenomenon, never tamed? Let's begin with the basics of daily life. Imagine waking up in a world without electricity. Your alarm clock? Gone. The lights? Dark. The tap might still run, but the hot water heater doesn't exist. Forget checking your phone. It was never invented. You get dressed and maybe heat breakfast over a wood-burning stove. No microwave, no toaster, no fridge. Perishables like milk, vegetables, and meat must be consumed quickly or preserved the old-fashioned way. Drying, salting, or fermenting. Your home is quiet. No hum of appliances. No soft glow from screens. At night, your world is lit by candles, oil lamps, or maybe gas lanterns, casting flickering shadows on the wall. But this isn't just about convenience. Without electricity, entire industries vanish. Healthcare would look drastically different. There are no X-rays, no MRAs, no electronic monitors, and certainly no life support machines. Surgeries would be riskier. Labs wouldn't have centrifuges or microscopes with electric lighting. Even sterilization would be a challenge without reliable heat sources. Communications slower than you can imagine. No phones, no emails, no social media. Information would still travel by letter, word, of mouth, or maybe by printed newspapers. Assuming those printing presses are run by steam or manpower. Transportation? There would be no electric trains, subways, or traffic lights. Vehicles would still rely on combustion engines, or maybe steam. Air travel might never have taken off, or would be limited to short-range and extremely expensive flights. Navigation would be done with maps and compasses, not GPS. The internet, of course, never existed. No Google, no YouTube, no digital economy. Entire careers, software development, digital marketing, online education, virtual entertainment would be nothing but science fiction. Global connectivity, a dream unrealized. Banking and finance. Transactions would be done by paper ledgers, face-to-face meetings, and physical currency. The global economy would be slower, smaller, and far less interconnected. But there's another side to this story. What could flourish in a world without electricity? For one, human connection. In the absence of screens and devices, people might spend more time together. Talking, playing, storytelling, gathering around firelight. Communities could be more tightly knit, families more engaged. Handicrafts and manual skills would thrive. Blacksmithing, woodworking, weaving, skills that electricity replaced would remain essential. Human labor would be more valuable, jobs would be localized, nature too might benefit. With no power plants, no fossil fuel generators, and no electromagnetic pollution, the environment could be cleaner, though human activity still takes a toll. Climate change may develop more slowly, or take a different path altogether. In education, it would be entirely analog. Books, blackboards, and oral teaching would be the primary tools. Libraries would be temples of knowledge. Literacy and memory would be more important than ever. Still, life wouldn't be easy. Cities would be smaller, darker, and more dangerous at night. Crime might rise without streetlights or security systems. Large buildings would be rare. Without electric elevators, skyscrapers are less practical. Farming would rely on manual labor or animal power. Yields would be lower. Food scarcity might be a constant struggle. Forget refrigeration. Spoilage would be a huge problem in food distribution. Medical emergencies could be fatal. Power outage won't delay help. There was never power to begin with. Disasters, like floods, fires, or storms, would be much harder to respond to. No emergency broadcasts, no electric sirens, no coordinated command centers, no drones, no helicopters. But perhaps the biggest loss would be the loss of progress. Electricity is the backbone of modern science, innovation, and global development. Without it, space exploration, artificial intelligence, robotics, and modern chemistry might never exist. We might never reach the moon. We might never discover atoms or unravel DNA. Electricity fuels our dreams, and without it, humanity might remain stuck in the steam age. So what can we learn from this alternate timeline? We often take electricity for granted until the power goes out. But it's more than just a convenience. It's the foundation of our world. Our homes, our hospitals, our businesses, and even our friendships are powered by it. And while life might go on without electricity, it would be slower, harder, and less connected. A world lit by fire instead of LEDs. A world of letters instead of live streams. A world where the night is truly dark. But here's something even more intriguing. What if, without electricity, human innovation took a completely different path? Let's say instead of focusing on harnessing electric energy, we doubled down on mechanical engineering, hydraulic power, or even biological systems. It's possible that steam power could have become far more advanced, maybe leading to a world run by vast networks of gears, pulleys, and pressure-based machines. We might have developed steampunk-like civilizations, with airships floating through the skies, intricate clockwork devices replacing computers, and sprawling mechanical cities driven by water and wind. Communication? Maybe we'd use optical telegraphs, giant signal towers using mirrors and light to send coded messages across distances. Or perhaps pneumatic tube systems like those used in old banks would grow into global communication channels, delivering messages at high speeds using compressed air. And what about entertainment? Without TV or smartphones, we might see the rebirth of live performance as the primary form of media. Theaters and storytellers could be celebrities. Books might be more sacred than ever. Music would thrive through instruments and voice alone. No speakers, no headphones, just raw human creativity. In this alternate world, education systems could rely heavily on apprenticeships and oral traditions. Instead of Googling answers, people would memorize vast amounts of information and pass knowledge down from generation to generation. Even time might be viewed differently. Without electric clocks or global time synchronization, societies may operate on local solar time. There wouldn't be a digital now, just the sun, the stars, and mechanical watches ticking away. All of this shows us something important. Humans are incredibly adaptive. Even in a world without electricity, we would find ways to survive, and even thrive. But it would be a different kind of progress, slower, more physical, and deeply dependent on nature. Still, in the world we live in today, every message we send, every light we turn on, every breath from a hospital ventilator, it's all powered by electricity. We should never forget just how powerful and fragile that invisible force really is. If you enjoyed this deep dive into an alternate reality, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss more mind-bending. What if explorations of our world, our future, and the many possible versions of it? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.